Masters of the Universe is officially back, and the release of the 2026 official trailer has detonated across pop culture like a thunderclap from Castle Grayskull itself, instantly transforming a once uncertain reboot into one of the most intensely discussed upcoming films in modern Hollywood, and placing Nicholas Galitzine and Camila Mendes at the center of a franchise that has waited decades for redemption on the big screen. This is not just another reboot announcement or a nostalgic reminder of Saturday morning cartoons. This trailer feels like a declaration, a statement that this universe is ready to be taken seriously, that its mythology deserves scale, emotion, and cinematic gravity. The trailer begins with an unmistakably serious tone, immediately distancing itself from the colorful camp many casual viewers associate with the original animated series. From the opening frames, the atmosphere is heavy, grounded, almost somber. This is not a cartoon brought to life. This is a myth, a legend rebuilt with emotional weight, cinematic scale, and a clear intention to be taken seriously. The camera lingers on quiet moments, empty spaces, and the subtle expressions of a man who doesn't yet know who he is. We meet Prince Adam not as a hero, not as a warrior, but as a lost man, living an ordinary, almost suffocating life on Earth. His world feels small, confined, routine. He moves through it like someone carrying an invisible burden, disconnected from the people around him, restless without knowing why. Adam is haunted by dreams he can't explain, flashes of alien landscapes, towering structures, distant screams, and glowing symbols interrupt his sleep and bleed into his waking life. These memories don't belong to the life he's living, and the trailer makes it clear that this disconnect is eating away at him. From the very first moments, the film establishes its core theme: identity, who you are, who you were meant to be, and what happens when destiny refuses to stay buried no matter how far you try to run from it. Nicholas Galitzine's portrayal of Adam is deliberately restrained in these early moments, and that restraint is what makes the performance compelling. There's a quiet sadness in his eyes, a tension beneath the surface, a sense of someone who knows they are capable of more, but doesn't know where that feeling comes from. He isn't heroic yet. He isn't confident. He's frustrated, confused, and slowly unraveling. The trailer shows him struggling with anger, with isolation, with a deep sense of displacement, all of which become crucial once the truth begins to surface. As the trailer progresses, fragments of Eternia begin to break through. The imagery shifts. We see towering structures carved from stone and metal, glowing weapons powered by ancient energy, armies clashing beneath blood-red skies. The scale is massive, almost overwhelming. These aren't heroic memories. They are memories of war, loss, and destruction. It becomes clear that Adam's past is not just extraordinary, but catastrophic. Whatever happened on Eternia wasn't a simple battle. It was a collapse. Sent away to Earth as a child during a moment of chaos as the planet descended into war, this wasn't an accident. It was an act of desperation, a last-ditch effort to protect the heir to a kingdom that was already falling apart. Raised on Earth, Adam grows up unaware that he is royalty, unaware that he is connected to an entire world that has been fighting, suffering, and waiting for his return. He is the heir to a throne he never knew existed, the last hope of a world on the brink of annihilation. When the power sword finally re-enters his life, it doesn't arrive as a gift, it arrives as a challenge. The sword doesn't just awaken physical strength, it unlocks trauma, memory, and responsibility. The trailer makes it clear that power comes at a cost. Adam doesn't instantly embrace what the sword offers. There's hesitation, fear, resistance. This transformation isn't treated as a simple power-up or a visual spectacle meant to excite. It's portrayed as a reckoning, a moment where Adam must confront everything he has lost, everything he never knew, and everything he might still lose. The iconic moment where Adam raises the sword and becomes He-Man is handled with reverence and intensity. Lightning surges through the sky, the ground fractures beneath his feet, and the energy feels ancient, almost alive. But what truly sells the moment isn't the visual effects, it's the expression on Adam's face. The camera lingers on his eyes as realization hits him. This isn't triumph, this is acceptance. This is a man stepping into a role he never asked for but cannot escape. Galitzine's physical transformation has already drawn massive attention online, but what stands out most in the trailer is the emotional transformation. This He-Man is powerful, yes, but he is also burdened. Strength does not erase fear. Power does not erase doubt. Camila Mendes' Teela emerges as one of the trailer's strongest and most compelling presences. She is introduced not through exposition or explanation, but through action. Every movement is precise, every strike controlled. She is fierce, confident, and completely at home on the battlefield. Teela is portrayed as a seasoned warrior shaped by loss and duty, someone who has been fighting for Eternia before Adam remembers it exists. She carries herself like someone who has already sacrificed too much to afford hesitation.
The trailer hints that Teela may have been aware of Adam's true identity long before he was, a revelation that adds emotional tension and raises questions about trust, secrecy, and sacrifice. What was she protecting him from, and at what cost? Mendes brings intensity and grounded strength to the role, making it clear that Teela is not just a supporting character, but a central pillar of the story, emotionally and narratively. The supporting cast expands the world of Eternia into something vast, complex, and deeply lived in. Man-at-Arms is presented as a battle-hardened strategist, a man shaped by years of war and impossible decisions. He carries the weight of every life lost under his command. His scenes suggest a mentor figure who believes in Adam's potential, but fears the consequences of unleashing that power again. He has seen what power can do when wielded without restraint. The Sorceress appears as an almost ethereal presence, guarding ancient knowledge and carrying the sorrow of centuries. She feels less like a character and more like a living embodiment of Eternia's memory. Every glance, every word she speaks in the trailer feels deliberate, as though she knows the ending of this story and is powerless to stop it, bound by rules older than the world itself. Evil-Lyn is portrayed as chillingly intelligent, her calm demeanor masking deep ambition and resentment. She isn't loud, she isn't impulsive, she is precise, calculated, dangerous. She is not simply following Skeletor, she believes in his vision of the universe, or at least believes it will elevate her beyond the limitations imposed on her. The trailer gives just enough of her character to suggest internal conflict, hinting that her loyalty may be driven as much by survival and ambition as ideology. And then there is Skeletor. The trailer's reveal of the iconic villain is one of its most striking and unsettling moments. This version of Skeletor is not exaggerated or theatrical. He is cold, deliberate, and terrifyingly confident. His presence dominates every scene he appears in, not through volume, but through control. His voice is calm, almost measured, which only makes his intentions more frightening. Skeletor is portrayed as a villain who sees himself not as a destroyer, but as a necessary force of change. He believes Eternia is broken beyond repair, corrupted by weak rulers and false hope, and that only by tearing it down can something stronger emerge. This philosophical edge elevates the conflict beyond good versus evil and positions Skeletor as a dark mirror to Adam, another being shaped by power but consumed by it instead of burdened by it. Visually, the trailer is ambitious, without feeling cluttered or chaotic. Eternia is depicted as a fusion of ancient magic and advanced technology, creating a world that feels alien yet believable. Massive structures rise from shattered landscapes. Energy flows through weapons and architecture like veins. Every frame feels intentionally designed, as though this world has a long history that existed before the camera ever arrived. Castle Grayskull looms like a monument to forgotten history, both a symbol of hope and a reminder of what has already been lost. The trailer also teases Battle Cat, reimagined with a more realistic and intimidating presence, while retaining the essence that fans recognize. The glimpse is brief but powerful, and it immediately reassures longtime fans that the film respects its roots, while evolving them. Music plays a crucial role in shaping the trailer's emotional impact. Rather than leaning entirely on nostalgia, the score builds slowly, layering tension, melancholy, and anticipation until it erupts during the transformation sequence. The sound design makes the power feel ancient and overwhelming, reinforcing the idea that this story has been waiting a long time to be told. Public reaction to the trailer has been explosive. Longtime fans have praised the darker, more mature tone, calling it the adaptation they've waited decades to see. Others have expressed cautious optimism, analyzing every detail for signs of balance between honoring the original material and reimagining it for modern audiences. There has been debate, controversy, excitement, and intense speculation, but one thing is undeniable: this trailer made people stop and pay attention.
Certain moments sparked widespread online discussion, with viewers dissecting frames, lines of dialogue, and character choices. Instead of weakening interest, these conversations have only amplified it, pushing the film beyond fandom spaces and into mainstream cultural discussion. The trailer didn't just drop, it landed. Behind the scenes, this project represents the culmination of years of failed attempts, rewrites, studio shifts, and creative uncertainty. That history adds weight to this trailer because it feels like the first time the franchise has found a creative team fully committed to telling this story with clarity, confidence, and purpose. Nothing here feels rushed. Nothing feels apologetic. The direction suggests vision, not desperation. What truly sets this trailer apart is its focus on character. Beneath the battles, the magic, and the spectacle, this is a story about belonging, responsibility, and the cost of power. It asks whether destiny is something we choose or something that chooses us, and whether strength alone is enough to save a world that may already be too damaged to heal. As anticipation continues to build, fans are already speculating about sequels, expanded lore, and the possibility of Masters of the Universe becoming a full cinematic franchise. If the final film delivers on the promise of this trailer, it won't just revive a classic property, it will redefine it. Masters of the Universe is positioning itself not as a nostalgic reboot, but as a modern epic rooted in timeless themes. And if the trailer is any indication, Eternia is about to reclaim its place on the cinematic stage in a way that feels powerful, emotional, and unforgettable. Make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more celebrity updates just like this.